Therefore we thought, well, it's got a lot of heritage, let's go talk with all the people concerned, let's have a look at what all the feeling was, and we did like a little master planning exercise, because obviously the airfield, we've got to make money, you can't just be sitting there costing everyone money. So we took some really hard decisions to looking at it, was to develop some of the commercial, to shall we say, look at its aero activity. There was chats about making it into a commercial airfield instead of, or airport almost, but we said no, that would be too much, and we stamped it up the road.
And south end down the other road.
That's it. So what we actually said was, we would like to keep the heritage flying. It is so ingrained, and everyone in the village all said yes. So we said we have got to increase commercial activity. At the same time, we've been talking to the air ambulance and the police and people like that, who have been looking for somewhere sensible where residents won't moan that helicopters are taking off, and therefore, as you can see, the building is behind me for them. So that's all going to go well.
An absolute cherry on the cake at the moment.
Yeah.
Just really needed.
Yes, and within 15 minutes they can get to anywhere in Hertfordshire and Essex, so they said it's ideal to them. Now also we've got some industrial stuff that we're going to be doing over there, develop some of the industrial activity. There will be a few houses right over the other side, and we're also going to build our commercial, our back office hub of Epping Forest Council will be built over here as well, because they don't all need to be in Epping Town. But we worked all that out with the market and Saturdays. We are making it commercially viable and keeping heritage flying out of here. And as you can see, we've got the Air Legends have moved over here, we have the Weald Aviation, and we've got Arthur there, who the museum is really keen to try and help us keep it going.
But you know jolly well, and I know jolly well, that there are things called thin ends of wedges, and you let a few houses go down there, and you let a few houses go down here, only a few, and then like townies who move into a village and suddenly are woken up by the bells or cockerels crowing at the nearby farm, they all have to close down. Airfields have been closed down by people, by a near miss. I mean, these do happen, and a crash and whatever. How do we know that the line is going to hold? Is there something that you can put, almost like a prenuptial, that no, we will allow this buildings, but we will no further allow development on here, because these developers never cease.
Yeah. Well, the main thing is we own the airfield, so therefore it's our decision what goes on. Also is the support we've received from the North Weald residents has really said heritage flying. And the other thing is, if we keep flying, then there has to be buffer zones where no one can build up against, because obviously planes coming in and going out. So we're very, very confident we can control it and keep this as it was intended.
Is there a certain party, political group or individuals on one side of the fence within the council at the moment, and some on the other side? Because I attended, I don't know whether you've seen that, the North Weald Parish Council meeting, and I filmed it live.
Yeah.
And the villagers there who attended it pressurised the councillors who started the meeting, stopping any sort of building. In the end, they voted for building because of the pressure from the youth groups, from the scouts, who were all promised room, palaces, free, tower blocks to put up whatever youth group hall, what anybody wanted that they would do. And you know that if I know developers, and I've been around a few years, when they come to build something, actually they don't quite keep up their promises. Do you know that one? Where they promise everybody, the council are going to have this and we'll have that. So why was there such a turnaround at North Weald? And is the pressure coming from young people who want houses, not realising, of course, that the people who will come into those houses will be from London, will be outsiders and not the locals. And affordable housing is a very small percentage. Have I said enough?
Yeah.
Defend yourself.
I'm not so much going to defend myself, but the local plan is under examination. We've been through everything. The main thing we've done is said we know with the areas there will be developments over that way, but we don't want to overcrowd one area, and we are very conscious of North Weald as its integrity, and it is a bit of a buffer between Harlow and Epping and everything So what we're trying to do is to make sure we involve all of the local people at North Weald to make sure that what we build is sensible and in proportion, and at the same time keep the heritage side, because this is such a historic area.
But this is creep. You must be worried about creep, and everyone's worried about creep. They'll build one, then another one, then another one, then another one. What can you tell a planning officer? How can you save the creep? What's your plan of action to tell what it comes down to is a planning inquiry? What's your defence?
The defence is we are currently doing a master plan for North Weald, and that master plan will have what is allowed and what is not allowed, and therefore this has been agreed as a proper planning exercise, looking at things properly, and therefore will always be defendable. And obviously we've got 1933, we'll be through onto our next local plan. I can't say part there, but at the moment the intention of this council is to try to keep things as they are. Yes, we've got to be commercially viable, but similarly we've also got to try to keep some of our heritage, because if we are the guardians, if we don't keep it, our children won't have it.
What's the role of the chairman then? Do you still have a casting vote? If it's 50-50, a Brexit solution, you have the casting vote.
So,
what's your casting vote?
My thing at the moment is I am always apolitical. Chairman of the council is always apolitical.
This isn't political though, is it?
No, this isn't political at all.
Or religious or whatever, but it's
No,
patriotic
this
perhaps.
that's a good word, patriotic. But what I'm saying is, if it ever came down to a vote, then I would have to make a decision. That is the only time I get when you call it political, it'll be a personal opinion.
So you don't want to preempt it here?
No, because I can't. I don't know what will happen, and I don't know what the situation. But the way the mood of the council is at the moment, they're all for keeping this place as it is.
So what's your message to the plane spotters here? What's your message to young people who want... No, what's your message to heritage lovers? What's your message to heritage lovers?
Well, we are very excited by the changes that are happening over here, all to do with flying. And we've got a very good team over here, and we're trying to put on events that will attract people to come. We did look at putting on an air show, but following Shoreham, there was issues, and we decided we better not at the moment, because the plane actually came from here. It was one of those, but that's one of those things that happens. But we have got to be very careful with Stansted being so near as well, and we'd have to
because the era of air shows might be slightly over unless you're over the sea.
What we can do is more flying days.
More flying days, more people flying in the back of the Spitfire.
Yeah.
More people getting to grips personally with heritage, more heritage planes coming here. What can you offer to attract more heritage planes? That isn't based here. I don't think these two are.
Yes,
We've
so
got
these two are.
Are they? Where do you lock them up? Because I know Hangar 11's got the blue one.
I don't know that. All I know is they're going to be based here and working from here along with other aircraft, and I think the Dakota's going to be based
Can you
here.
offer as owners a special discount, attractive prices?
That's something I wouldn't say, but obviously the deal they've got has attracted them, let's put it that way.
And what do you think about today? Have you been officially invited?
I was invited along, yes.
And why are you here?
Because I love planes. I love to fly.
Are you a pilot? Do you have a license? You can take a flight in the right plane without going green.
Yes.
That's good. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you both enjoy yourselves.
We will.
Chairman, Madam, you both have been on board. What do you reckon?
No, I didn't.
The step was a bit high.
Wrong shoes. There you go.
Oh, I see. Right. So you went on board?
Yes.
First time on a DAC?
Was indeed.
And
it was amazing.
Would you jump into Normandy from that in a parachute?
The thing I noticed is when you look at how thin the outside skin is, it's not going to take a lot of flak or bullets or anything else, but that one took 41, including the pilot seat.
And did it claim any victims while they were on board with those bullets, or were they just...
No idea.
No, I mean that's the, their bravery, just take your hat off to it. It's incredible.
Standing in the doorway and just thinking, hello, I'm just going to jump out.
Yeah, and this was the very plane that 50 frightened parachutists were leaping out of to who knows where.
And it did Arnhem as well.
Did it really?
Yeah. That's where it got attacked.
Right, not Normandy.
No,
It was Arnhem.
that was at Arnhem it got attacked.
No mercy, firing at everything.
No.
Thank you very much.
No problem.